Paint asked, "So are these clothes for protection or for decoration?" She peered at the readout on the larger of two shipping cases, her lizardly face curious. I sat down to look, dangling my legs out the open door of the ship. A bit of both, I think. This one's all shoes, which most people don't leave home without, on account of our delicate human skin. Sometimes they're fancy, though. These shoes. It's an odd number. Paint looked at the readout, then at my own shoes. You don't have an odd number of feet. Right. Well, most of us don't, I said. Her eyes widened. Do some humans have extra limbs? Well, it's not unheard of, I had to admit. Conjoined twins have been known to happen, but it's more likely that somebody's missing one. Or, really, that someone lost a shoe and needs a replacement. Ow, Paint said. That's much less interesting. Yup. I inspected the readout on the other case. These two deliveries were from a shipping department at a different spaceport, which has stringent rules about how detailed the cargo manifests were. Handy for a couple of bored couriers waiting for their clients to show up. I think these are more decorative, but still socially important, I told Paint. She was definitely bored too. She hadn't even commented on the sights and smells of the passerby. How important? Most people don't go around shirtless unless they're wearing minimal clothes for swimming. I pointed at the first line on the readout. These look like regular t-shirts. That's this, the top part. I tugged at my own shirt. Right, yes, Paint agreed. So what are shorts? Why are they short? Those are for the bottom half, but they don't reach all the way to the ground. I held a hand above my knee to show the cut-off length. Good for covering a sensitive part of the body, and for a place to put pockets. Not very warm, though. Paint shook her head, likely at the wasted opportunity for warmth. Her people weren't called heat-seekers for nothing. I suppose I can't argue with pockets, but this all sounds like a lot of practical stuff. I was hoping for something extravagant and interesting. Maybe the shirts have fun patterns, I said. The readout doesn't give every possible detail, though it does say the shirts are adult size and the shorts are for kids. Maybe it's a family shopping order. That's nice, Paint said. I wonder why they didn't order more. Must be a small family. I shrugged. Sometimes that's all you need. A distant voice called, "Hello, the courier ship!" I turned to see a small figure waving, backlit by the shine of a particularly glossy ship parked nearby. I waved back. Paint said quietly, "Both clients are supposed to be human. I wonder if this is someone... Oh, never mind." She shrunk down, embarrassed, and in a moment I saw why. The smiling fellow who glided into view was definitely human, but just the top half. He steered a hover stool with masterful precision, making better time than someone with legs would have. Pale skin, greying hair, big smile. "Is this the good ship Slap the Stars?" he asked. "It is indeed," I said. "Are you Spencer?" "I am indeed," he replied, dipping one shoulder in a way that looked like a bow. "Then I believe this is for you." I moved the second box forward and brought out the payment tablet, and we finalised the delivery while Paint pretended she hadn't misinterpreted his silhouette a moment ago. A second human walked up, this one with a full complement of legs. I assumed he was our second client, but he greeted the first and was given an enthusiastic rundown of the clothing purchases. "One of the shirts is the most gorgeous shade of lavender. A nice soft weave, and the shorts are from that great company that relocated." "The one with the good seams? Nice. We should get you some more from them." "I'm just testing out a couple first, in case they changed anything about their manufacturing after the move. It wouldn't be the first time." "Oh, good call." Spencer realised he was still holding the payment tablet and handed it back to me. "Thanks so much." "Our pleasure," I said. The guy with legs picked up the box, leaving his partner's hands free for the hoverstool controls. They both said their goodbyes and strolled off in the direction of the food court, where faint music was playing. "So," Paint said quietly, "not a family shopping trip?" "Not the way we were thinking, no," I agreed. I looked around at the various people going about their business, spotting several other humans. As soon as I saw one in particular, I suspected he was our second client. "I think another minor mystery is about to be solved," I told Paint. "What mystery?" "The mystery of the odd number of shoes." She looked around and made a little "ow" noise when she saw the guy in crutches. He was missing just the one leg, and he also maintained a quicker pace than the average pedestrian, thanks to the long reach of those crutches. "Is this Slaps the Stars?" "Yes, it is. Are you Josh?" "Yep, and that must be the delivery for my soulmate." I laughed. "Is that what it is?" Since Paint was looking confused, I told her, "The bottom of shoes are called soles." Josh typed his information into the tablet. "I have a friend who's missing the opposite leg with the same shoe size, and he has pretty good taste in fashion, so it's always a nice surprise to swap. Hey, by the way, would you guys be heading back that way by any chance? I've actually got a few shoes to send him." "Maybe," I said with a glance at Paint. "Let me check with the captain." I stepped aside to use the intercom for the cockpit. Captain Sunlight was there, said yes, and started down the hallway to join us. I entered the call to find Paint discussing prosthetic legs with the client. "I do have one," he was saying, "but it's a pain to use. It takes forever to charge, and isn't always worth it. I'm faster on the crutches." "Are they as maneuverable, though?" Paint asked. "With practice, they are very maneuverable," he said. "Have you heard of the Paralympics?" Paint hadn't. By the time the captain arrived, the conversation had covered both amputee soccer and one-legged skiing. Paint didn't even hear her arrive at first. She belatedly stepped aside and stood back next to me so the professional discussion could take place. Paint murmured, "I've never thought of sports specifically for people missing limbs before. It sounds amazing." "I've seen some. It really is," I agreed. "I'm used to that sort of thing being downplayed and ignored," Paint said. "If you're missing a part, you just get a replacement part, at least as best as you can, and you carry on." She shook her scaly head. "I wouldn't have thought of celebrating it." I looked over her head to where the previous clients were dancing to the music of the food court. They held hands, and one of them danced on air. I smiled. We humans do love our celebrations.